What's going on? Welcome to One Crack News, and let's talk about it. Now, everybody wants to relate things to the colors of black and white because it's about poor and basically rich all together. Now, the way I see it is a lot different than what the average human being looks at things. I tell you that all the time because it's true. I look at things through a different eye. I look at things not the way they want me to look at it, but the way it is. And they try to disguise it. Now, since the Great Depression, the unemployment rate is very high, the highest it has been. If that don't scare you, that is worse than any Freddy Krueger movie, any Jason movie, everything. Now, if this is the case, why are they pushing people to go to college? If all these jobs are being avoided and people are not working these jobs and they're telling people work from home and don't come to work, and we got a pandemic at the same time, the economic, the economic global world is basically collapsing. The way we structure things, fooding and farming, is all different. The U.S. labor market is now seeing a record of what? So many uninterrupted job growth with overall unemployment rate falling to its lowest and all that stuff. Remember they used to hit you with that garbage? Now you got nothing but unemployment rates everywhere. So it's it's crazy. And then they keep saying, well, the blacks are going to face more hurdles to get jobs. Of course we are, because the majority of us are in the poor or lower brackets to where it is hard to get a job that's going to pay and take care of your bills and everything. It's very hard to work one job and be able to do that. In today's society, we have to work multiple jobs. So it's not just because they're black, it's because they were in poverty. Because they were not, basically, the majority of the system, they didn't give them a shot based on their color of their skin. But now the game has changed. As I told you, a lot of these jobs on the internet, people don't even have to know your sex, your race, nothing. So you're being based on that. You can create your own jobs. They want you to work from home. Hell, if you had a money laundering business, this is the time. They're giving you chances to put your money legally or illegally on cards, on those pay cards, without even going to the bank. So you can trade in illegal money now and wash your money easier than any time in life now. Now, for me, things have been a little difficult out here. What they say, well, look at the rates. The white counterparts, they have it easy. They continue to face systematical higher unemployment rates, but not like us. There's fewer job opportunities out here, low pay, poor benefits, you know, just job instability. It's not a color thing, really. It is a where you live situation. If white people normally live in the section that is poor, they suffer from the same conditions. I mean, because of the color of their skin, they might get looked at differently, yes. But as far as the workforce and everything else, they care about poor and rich. The black guy got money, got a good job. Will he be discriminated against? Yes. He'll be looked at by those who are racist and people in the system that don't look at him as a person that should have what he has. That's going to happen with the color of your skin. Yes, there's racism in the world, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just the way that is. But you don't let yourself be a victim of it and live in fear despite the fact that there is racism. You want to build up a group to change the world, change people's minds and opinions, then that's on you. You could take that route. But when black workers often end up in lower paying jobs than whites, that's because they live normally in the poverty stricken areas, more of them there than the whites. They segmented the labor markets in which blacks are less likely than white workers to get hired into a stable, well-paying job. Lack of education, lack of knowledge, lack of all these different things. So you're always behind the 8 ball. And those who are able to make it out, those are considered the exception to the rule. But we are not, and the reason why we're just squeezing out and we have so many things working against us is because we don't have a system in play of let me help my fellow man. The things that we had during the King era, during the Malcolm X era, brothers would look out for brothers and sisters would look out for sisters because we knew we were all we had. Okay, we had to stick together. Now, we don't trust each other. We trust complete strangers before we trust people that look like us. And we have no success structure whatsoever. In the 60s and 70s and even the 50s, blacks knew to get ahead, we must, and it was imperative to focus on education. Education was a must. They'll work 2-3 jobs, but you're going to go to school. You got to learn. You got to get your doctorates. You got to do all of these things because you're the one. The children. We're not going to make it. But our kids are going to make it. Our grandkids are going to make it. They sacrificed, each one sacrificing willingly for the betterment of the next generation to go forward. Because they knew how important education was, because it was being denied to you. And with all of the music and entertainment saving poor black kids and Latino kids in the neighborhood, they had talent, they learned how to play music and instruments. This was taken out of schools. They said, oh, well, we don't have any money for these programs. So the kids with all this musical talent had no outlet to express it. And it's very far and few in between now. You have, these bands that used to be in schools. They used to have all these singing bands. So there's no more Jackson 5s. There's no more Boys to Men. These groups that love to get together and just sing because they love it. These things didn't exist anymore. They were just gone, vanished. And people are shaking their head wondering like, man, where did it all go? Didn't make sense. But so I'm just somebody who refuses to be a victim. I just don't like it. So many people just want to be victims and they love it. Like they want the attention. Like, look at me, I'm a victim. It's like, there's no sense of pride and honor in that. To me, being a victim is a choice. To live in it. Like someone does a crime to you, I understand that, but to me, that's a choice to remain there. To remain a victim and just want to wallow in it. to me is just a sign of weakness that I just don't understand and can't never, I can't get jiggy with that. You don't ever have to be a business owner. You don't never have to be the most successful person in the world. You don't have to do these things. No one's telling you everybody got to own a business. Owning a business is not for everybody. Some people can't be owners. They don't know how. And it's not for them. They just like to work. Everybody can't do it. We understand that, but we're saying be the best you. You might be the best at doing what you're doing and working for somebody at the company, and nobody can do it like you do it. So we're saying just do it. There's always so many people that think they know every damn thing about it. But you're just so distracted because it never fixes anything. And you see all these people always talking about the black and white and we need that. I mean, we fighting for the same things Dr. King and Malcolm X, all the MAGA Evers, the same rights 50, 60 years ago they was asking about and fighting over. Except for then, it was clear what we was facing. Now it's maxed and people are still in conformity. It's bizarre. The labor market historically has been worse, and the labor market for several factors contribute to about all of the money that was being generated, billions of dollars to the United States in the earlier part, especially when we were manufacturing things. So the labor market experience is something that people need to experience. But, everybody look back on Black Wall Street, what happened in 1921 in Tulsa, and people never followed or mimicked that mold. In Atlanta, they tried to do it, but they became bougie against even other blacks. They became snobs. And if you weren't part of their little circle, then you couldn't be there. They did the same thing that the whites were doing. They just felt, hey, we're black and this is how we feel. We don't want these Negroes around. And people were shocked because they built a little community where they got their stores together, they shop together. But what is the point if you're going to just continue to do the same acts that you complained and said that you did not like? Does that make it better just because you're in charge and you're black? It doesn't. It does not make it better. It makes it worse. A hell of a time. More worse. It's like saying, if you don't want somebody else to treat you like that, why would you do that? You'd be like, I don't want nobody to treat me like that. So, and I didn't like it when it was treated to me. Why would I do that to somebody else? And that's where we should be at right now. That's the main focus right now. Now, for black women, let's look at that. The intersection of gender bias, right? They always try to use gender bias when they hold back black women. But they love to weaponize them against black men in the business. And when they start talking about, oh, they're holding you back, as if the black man is jealous of the black woman. But the black man is not even in charge of the business itself. And then the black man gets mad at the black woman and says, look at her, she just mad at us and she hate black men. And all of these different analogies and they put in place to try to describe who we are as a people. And everybody's wrong. Everybody's wrong. The man is not your enemy. We are not the enemy to black women. We never was. We're there to protect at all costs. So it often baffled me, but hey, it is what it is. Me, I never understood why some people would even go that route. You know, when you see some people out there, they have no sense of shame or no sense of duty or anything. It's like, man, the wealth gap in this country is crazy. And when they start losing money, they come after what you have. Learn from the people around you. Learn from the Asians. The Asians are successful because they trust each other. The Hispanics are strong because they trust and they support each other. Okay, the Indians that come over here from Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Yemen, and all those places, they come here with a plan. They're sticking together. They realize there's something bigger that we need to be trying to do to change the narrative for the future. We need to be focused on that. And because of that, this is why we're in the situations that we're in. I never saw it like the way, ABC News put it. I saw it from different lens. And that's all you want to do. As a black man, you want to look at it from a different lens because you're going to have to. You know, nobody wants to sit here and say, oh, man, they did this because I'm black, or they did this because they're white. Because in the end of the day, nobody cares. They don't want to hear excuses. They just want to know, can you do the job? In most instances, some of them I've seen, it's not like I'm saying, hey man, racism do exist. Yeah, we know racism exists. Just I'm not going to want to be a victimized person by it. Shoot, you think I've gotten turned down from jobs because of racism? You know, that's just the way it is. The guy had no problem with me being there, but once he realized that I was there to take his job, and he was training me, he didn't know they meant right away. He wasn't ready. He's somebody that always complained and bitched at the job, and then they finally made a change, said, all right, well, we'll help you out then, since you need help. He was like, no, I meant like in the future. I didn't mean like right now. Oh my God, like you guys are really doing this. So he ended up, doing some dirty stuff behind his back because I was brought in and hired just for this. So I was there 2 days, and they put him in there training me, and he decided in his best infinite ways that this was the best route for the company, and this was the best move for them to do, was to basically discriminate against me. Well, it's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. Well, when you take a job, what do you look for? That's the key. What are you working for? Are you working to get some money to go to the mall? What is it for you to do? What is this job for you? What is it? Or is it to take care of your family? Or is it just so you can have some spending money to buy some clothes? What is it? What is your needful thing that you need so bad? Most people don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I always say, man, we gotta do better, because this ain't cool. But one day we'll break our minds entrapments, and somebody will probably hit this video and go, man, Sino was right. I get what he's trying to say. A lot of people didn't make it. A lot of people didn't get here. They didn't get a chance. It took a lot of situations put together for me to feel accomplished or feel like I've done something great. Or, because it's a lot of, man, believe me, my life is very interesting how it turned out. Because, believe me, I didn't have all the answers when I was y'all age either. I wish it was somebody named Carcino who was out at the time, who was giving out this type of information, so I could listen to him and go, man, thank you for him. I was just about to do something stupid. So we've all done something stupid before. But it's like, do you want to be a victim of stupid? Like, I don't want to be a victim of my stupidity. I want to try to say, all right, I got to change some things. So that's all people saying. Just stop being so comfortable with things being the way they are, and just saying, oh, well, that's just it. Game plan. Game plans. Find out what you want to do. Systematically get ready for the future. Because you're born in a war that's been going on for thousands of years. And whether you like war or not, war didn't ask you to like it. It's just what it is. So everybody should always be prepared. Always be prepared. Don't forget to like the page. Tell me what you think. And yeah, wealth gaps, they're gonna be there. That's why you got to start looking and creating your own jobs while these opportunities are here. So take advantage. Stop being afraid to go after the real jobs, because you still want wiggle room to play. Playtime's over. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. My Cash App is Carcino. I'm out.